Thank you very much, Chairman Bentz and Ranking Member Huffman, for holding this extremely important hearing. The Fort Belknap water rights settlement is a significant milestone that Montanans have been working on for over 20 years, providing crucial upgrades to the water systems across the High Line and for the tribes. This bill will affirm the Fort Belknap Indian community's water rights, settle the water rights damages against the United States, and provide essential mitigation for non-Indian water users, especially in light of the recent events. Just a month ago, the St. Mary Canal experienced a catastrophic failure of a siphon in the Montana community of Babb. More than 18,000 of my constituents rely on this water for potable use, and now the water source is no longer available. The Bureau of Reclamation currently estimates that these residents and irrigators across Montana High Line will be without a reliable water source until the fall of 2025. These communities will have to depend on runoff to recharge their water towers and reservoirs until the Bureau of Reclamation repairs are completed over a year from now. While this bill will not accelerate the repair timeline, it will at the very least lessen the burden on those citizens and irrigators who are without reliable water for the foreseeable future. As it stands, the BOR plan allocates $70 million for the canal repairs, with the local cost share amounting to approximately $34 million, of which $26 million is interest-bearing, further increasing the burden on our local communities. This bill will eliminate this burdensome fee and ensure significant upgrades to the system, which is well over 100 years old, so local communities no longer need to fear another collapse that would leave them without water in the future. And we just had a flume that blew out about 3 years ago on this exact same system. Again, this is over 100 years old. Importantly, this bill will settle the Fort Belknap Indian community's claims against the United States for its failure to protect, manage, and respect the tribe's water rights. These long-standing claims will be addressed through funding that will provide the tribes with critical water infrastructure projects throughout the reservation. These projects include the modernization of irrigation systems, new systems to provide clean and secure wastewater removal, and water to support fish and wildlife on the reservation. I'm extremely pleased that we finally have a full consensus throughout the entire state regarding this important bill and want to emphasize its importance to all of Montana. While I'm glad to see Fort Belknap Indian community reaching an agreement for their water rights, I'm equally excited for the economic stability and resource reliability this bill will provide for every citizen throughout the High Line. It's wonderful to see so many familiar faces in the crowd today, which shows how far we have come over the past 20 years in getting this compact done. I look forward to hearing from all of our great Montana witnesses today and this committee's support finally getting these important fixes passed into law. Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I yield back. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. And thank you very much, Assistant Secretary Newland, for coming in and support the bill today. I'm sure everyone here appreciates that, and it carries a lot of weight in this room. A couple of things that I would like to make clear so that people understand that this is not just an obligation that we have to honor the treaty from 1855, but the Water Compact is a very, very complex legal document, as I know Mr. Chairman realizes. He's worked with them previously. And to me, to see the amount of support that we've been able to get from across the state, from all the different stakeholders, there are so many different interests, and to have everybody come together and support this compact is really an enormous achievement. It truly is. And just so you can also help to understand how much is being lost right now, not only do we have the catastrophic failure because of this over 100-year system, but even prior to that, we're already experiencing a loss of about 250 cubic feet a second of the water. So of the 850 cubic feet a second that we were supposed to get, that the tribes are supposed to get out of the river, it's already been reduced to 600 cubic feet a second, just because the facilities cannot handle that additional water. So basically, Canada is getting that water. And while I don't have any grind against Canada, it's water that we were supposed to use. And what I like to say is that land is king, but water is queen. And you must have both if the kingdom is going to function properly. So, again, I'd like to thank the folks from coming from Montana to testify here today. And I'm going to start off with President Stiffarm. I've got a couple of questions for you so that you can help broaden the understanding for folks. What's the importance of that St. Mary's system to the reservation?
Thank you for the question, Congressman Rosendale. The importance of that siphon is, basically what I said in my testimony. It's bringing that water downstream to not only to Fort Belknap, but to all the communities and the farmers and ranchers downstream from the siphon. But to Fort Belknap, our irrigation system is 100% run and operated by tribal members and have been since they were developed in the early 1900s. That's where it's going to affect the most if the Milk River goes dry, is our tribal membership on the north end of the reservation.
And it's my understanding that the Milk River actually goes dry like 6 out of 10 years.
Yes, it does.
If it does not have this additional. And again, we're talking about support for tens of thousands of other folks there as well. Are all Montana counties and communities that will be affected by this settlement on board with this agreement?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
All across the Ohio and throughout the state, the governor, lieutenant governor, the counties around us and up and down the highland. My predecessor, former President Andy worked hard on getting all those support letters, and I picked up the ball from when he left to where I'm at today to get the support where we're at, and here to testify.
And that's what I've recognized. And to me, to see that many people, that collaborative work coming together to bring those diverse interests, it's really remarkable. How long have you been involved in these settlement negotiations?
I've been on council as a council member for 4 years, and I've been sitting as a president for 2.5 years now, so going on 7 years, and pretty tough, hard road.
So how do you anticipate that the benefits directly to the reservation once we can get this passed?
We'll have some clean drinking water for our community members, and especially in the north, in the south end where the mountains are, and where we have that Pegasus mine where it was at, and our contaminated water coming off the mountains from that mining. We're going to be able to pump some water up from the Missouri River to our community members in the south end of the reservation. That's a big part of my issues, so we have clean drinking water for our people in the south.
Very good. And are you aware that the alteration of the Senate bill and my bill to add the extra $250 million for the Blackfeet tribe, while might be well-intentioned, would actually extend the timeline for getting your water compact signed into law?
Yes, I'm aware of that. To me, like I spoke about a little bit in my testimony, is as tribal people, we need to stand together and help one another, and that's what we need to do here today. They have people, Black people have their people to take care of, and they're our relatives too. We have family that are up there. We're all intermarried, and we got to take care of one another that way. That's why we support them.
Okay. Thank you so much for your testimony, Mr. Chair. I yield back. Thank you.